welcome back to game 3 of the what is it? Oh yes, it's the Northern Kings GT, the last Northern Kings GT, which took place in June. I'm catching up slowly, very slowly. Game 3, so I was just beaten by the UK Master Radek, and of course therefore came up against an easier target for game 3. Wrong, it's Chris Lynch, the current UK #1, who unexpectedly to everyone had just lost a game. He lost to Andy Marshall's Elves, so yeah, shooting elves against Nightstalkers. He's playing Nightstalkers and he lost to Elves. Who knows what happened there? Anyway, I'm playing Twilight, which is like Nightstalkers but not as good. So I've got, you want to find out more about my list, maybe head to game 1 at the beginning. I'll tell you about it there, but it's doubles of everything. So double Mutant, double Phantom, double Impaler, double Terror, 2 Crones, one of which is Lethal Bleakheart, and then we just have a single Reaper Troop because I didn't know what to do with 125 points. Planar Apparition for heal, and a Soulbane on Nightmare with the Orb of Towering Presence, which I forget for the entire tournament. So 13 units, 22 unit strength. Chris is playing his brand new Nightstalkers, a list he's actually painted himself. If you're not from the UK and you don't know the man, 1, congratulations, and number 2, Chris has become a little bit renowned. Basically, he's extremely good at Kings of War, worryingly good, something of a phenom, and he's been playing everyone else's army. So he turns up at the tournament and he borrows an army and then tends to win, which is slightly distracting. I started drinking very heavily at this point. At some point during this game, Paul Welsh, the TO, one's there with a glass of whiskey. He goes, "I think you need this," and I was like, "I've got 3 drinks already, but okay." I drank them all. So his list is as good as you would imagine a Chris Lynch list to be. So he has a regiment of doppelgangers, 3 hordes of scarecrows, double tormentor troops. So these are the guys with fly and strider and leaper, which means they can see over. They're 1 height higher when it comes to declaring a charge. They're also stealthy. Everything's stealthy because they're Nightstalkers. 2 phantoms, the right number of phantoms. Triple soul flare regiment, woof, and he's really kitted them out. So you've got Blood of the Old King for elite and vicious once, Helm of the Drunken Ram for Thunder 2, and Boots of Striding. So really kitted out soul flares. A single Terror, because Terrors are great, aren't they? That's why I've got 2. Esanishra, or Shakira, the Wailing Shadow, who has, she's just great, to be honest. Only 5 attacks, but she does have Crush 3, and she flies 10, and she has Strider, and she has the Enthrall 7 spell and the Beguilement rule, which means that if she enthralls you and you hit her, then you're in combat with her. That's a pretty cool rule. He has a single Butcher Flesh Ripper and then double Dread Fiend. That is interesting. So Dread Fiends are 15 points more. I think he wanted 3 Dread Fiends, he said, but he couldn't afford them. 15 points. Butcher Flesh Ripper, basically it's a Dread Fiend but not as good, isn't it really? Dread Fiends are just so good. I mean, they're very similar style. I mean, Butcher's got defense 5, right? Lower Nerve and Fury. Crush 2 is the same, and then Nimble is the same. Everything else is the same, right? But the Dread Fiend, for 15 points more, you're speed 8. You drop a defense, but you gain a nerve, and you gain Dread over Fury. You gain Vicious in melee, so just like colossally better, really, aren't they? Also height 4, so they can see over heals. Just everything better. Anyway, so 16 units and 27 unit strength. So I am outdropped and out unit strength, and we are playing Hold the Line, so that's important. So great list. Very scary. So many very small moving pieces. Lots of low nerve apart from the scarecrows in all the hitty pieces. And the Terror, I guess. There we are. And a handsome guy he is. Here we are. You can see we've marked out the Hold the Line segments, or I have on my side. Sod that guy, right? So Chris has spread out very, very far, and I have done my typical deny flank, as you can imagine. I've got 1 Phantom here, 1 Phantom that way, right? Both ends, which Chris has matched. So you've got this icy blue theme. I think it's very nice when you look very, very close. It's a very simple yet effective theme. Not sure it works from up here. Just my thoughts. A little bit too simple, maybe. Too much white on the base. Maybe need some tufts or trees or something on the bases. Maybe. Whatever, some colour. Oh, they're supposed to be the frozen waste, right? It's typically, this is the theme. Frozen dice. He's even got his jar here. There's a tier jar. So there's tier jar on it for the turn counter, which is cute, isn't it? So we have a Dread Fiend and a Tormentor Troop. We have, and he's put it that far back, because he didn't want me mind fogging it, I think, from this guy. Phantoms, Scarecrows, one of the Soul Flares. God knows which one it is. I mean, I just don't know. We'll find out, maybe. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Then he's got another Scarecrow and another Scarecrow here. That's the 3 Scarecrows, right? Soul Flare, Soul Flare. There's the Terror. There's Eshinishra. Doppelgangers. There's the Butcher Dread Fiend, which is a great conversion, by the way. It's got sunglasses on it. It's very, very cool. Very, very, very nice painted. Phantoms, Tormentors, and Dread Fiend. So double Dread Fiend bookending with double Phantoms. If you've been watching Adam Ballard's Masters videos recently, you see he runs something relatively similar to this list, but he runs a triple. So you can see how Chris has got Scarecrows and Soul Flares. The way that Adam's been doing is he goes Scarecrow, Tormentor, Soul Flare, right? And he keeps them exactly central so they can do whatever they want, which is a very, very powerful combination. Hopefully Chris doesn't start doing that. He's spread very wide, so that's fine. And the reason he spread wide is because I know Chris likes to go for maximum points so that he can get back up in contention. I think he finished 3rd in the end. So I have 2 Phantoms and I've got this fast side. So basically I've looked at the board. I think I got to choose side and I was like, okay, I love double impassable like this. I love it. Because with big units like this, you can trap them for a very long time. So I really need to dominate this side very fast. So I've got kind of indomitable bit here. So I've got 1 Terror and an Impaler. It's got what's she called? Lethal. There to do some wind blasting of things, and I've got my healing Mind Screech. And on the other side, I've got the other Cronus here. I've got Impaler and Terror. Here's my Reapers, because I don't know what to do with them still, and then everything fast on the flank, right? So I've got Soulbane, Mutant. So the plan is that I should be able to outspeed and beat up this stuff, right, whilst holding off this stuff in the center, and kind of a holding pattern here. And the plan is that I would just kind of edge. I'll get these 2 segments, right? So in hold the line, the center is worth 3. And each of the outside edges are worth 2. These 12-inch sections across the centre of the board, right? And the plan being that you know, if you want all of them, that's great, but I just want 2. I just want to win. Just want to win. So off we go. I lose turn 1, and Chris takes it. So off he goes. Typical aggressive start from him. So down this side, he's really pushed very hard. He's not worried about a Phantom Troop because, yeah, no, why would you be? I get it. So we've got Phantoms and Dread Fiend behind them. I can't charge the Dread Fiend. I can charge these Scarecrows. I can't really get out. The problem is, so I've Soul Flare's a speed 8, right? So I'm going to struggle to get out of charge arcs of all of these fast things next turn. Everything else, so these guys have stayed where they are pretty much, or just kind of shuffled a bit. Terror has barely moved, and everything else has moved forward here. Oh, they haven't. No, they haven't. The furthest forward thing is this Butcher Flesh Ripper. He's held his doppelgangers here. He's hoping that I'll take some of these charges so that he can doppelganger me. He cannot wait to get a doppelganger regiment into mutants, right? That's his stated at the beginning. He just went, I'm going to try and get the doppelganger regiment into your mutants. And I'm like, thanks. I can see this is the Blood of the Old King regiment. There you go. We learned something. Into my turn 1. So I look at all this and I think, well, I can't get out. So you can see I've done the angles here, and that's these what are they called? Soul Flayers with Helm of Confidence. That's my Helm of. That's not right, is it? It's not Helm of Confidence. It's something else. Drunken Ram, because they didn't have a card for Drunken Ram. Drunken Ram guys. You see, I can't get out with my Phantom, so I decide, you know what? I'm going to do delaying action. I'm going to put them into these Scarecrows, and you're going to have to deal with them. Everything else will form a kind of curve. So we've got, I'm going to try and do some mind fogging. A little curve here. Letheil's going to do some wind blasting. And then apologies for the blurry photo, but you're going to tempt me, I'm going to tempt you. So this guy's height 3, you can't see over this little hill here. So I just put my phantoms here, nice, like that. You can see me here, if he comes in he gets eaten, right? That's the plan. Same here, come in, you get eaten. I'm going to throw off a weakness. Off we go, and the weakness does a wound. Get me. Even better, I throw off a mind fog with the mind squeeze and kill the phantoms. Absolutely outrageous. I rolled an 11 and they're Nightstalkers, no inspiring anywhere nearby. Get bent. Off they go. And look at that. Phantoms 5 wounds onto those scarecrows. Wow. I'm killing it. I'm not really killing it. So, turn 2, the board looks like this. So I formed a very defensive curve. We've got a tempting target for something to come into to get murdered. See how we do. So Chris's turn 2, you see there's some very careful measuring going on to make sure he's outside of 13. He's holding back across the board there. Really pushing forward, so I think the terror did get wind blasted. It's now kind of shuffled, it's slithered its way forward. Because what he's going to do is just kind of hold me here and try and sweep in with all of these very fast mobile PCs. You can see, these are tormentors, they are actually facing this way, not that way. I don't know why he's got them facing that way. And these guys aren't there, they're obviously here. So he just kind of, to make sure my phantoms die, he puts the soul flares in as well. This Dread Fiend's come very close because it's not scared of anything that I've got over here. Plus, I've not quite positioned properly, so he's basically just free and easy. And my phantoms die, which is not unsurprising. Into my turn 2. State the board turn 2, so any holding action over here has lasted 1 turn. Understandably, I have killed a phantom though, so pretty happy about that. Let's see what I do. I can't remember what I do. We're finding out as we go along. So, oh, that's the other thing, is that this is Esanishra. Esanishra has enthralled Letheil into combat and done 2 wounds. So that was mean, wasn't it? So Letheil's not going to be wind blasting this turn. So Letheil runs off and says, go on, charge me again. Because I finally found a use for my Reapers. So if Esanishra does charge here, you're going to get reaped. So just form up the perimeter here. I'm not sure if I remember about this flank. I might have missed the unit down here on account of booze. Yeah, I have managed to forget it here. But maybe I looked at it and thought, you know what, it's only 5 attacks. I can probably survive it because there's nothing else maybe that can come in. Maybe there is something else that can come in. Let's find out. More line here. So because he held back on this side, you can see over here, he just kind of held back. I was like, alright then, thanks for that. I'll move up, so I've got my mutants here, peeping over a hill, which we like. I want the Butcher Flesh to come in, because then it gets eaten by stuff. And up at the top, I go in very, oh, celebrity shoes! Andy Moonraker there. We've got like yay. So I think I am in combat here, possibly. And I think that because, I think he's just not on the edge of the table because I was too scared about him falling off. Maybe he's not in combat. Let's find out. And we've got some phantom on phantom action. Sexy. There we go. 3 wounds. Oh, I didn't charge him. I just blocked his line of sight. That's why I didn't charge him. Because if I did charge him over like this and he could see past me to my mutants where he would hit them. So instead I've stood here for line of sight blocking, which I thought was clever. Because I didn't kill the phantoms, you can see these guys, these doppelgangers, cannot get into the flank. 3 wounds there, they're okay. Into Chris's turn 3. This is how we look. So you can see I have left that flank open. Was it deliberate? We'll never know because I can't remember. Anyway, he takes the charge. So boots of striding chaps come into my impalers. This guy in the flank and Esanishra in the back. Scarecrow's to kind of just block off my terror. So it's a nice kind of, this is a very capable move here because what he's done is then take his very fast guys, who are still facing backwards by the way, you know, into a very dangerous position now. So he's just kind of held off for as long as he needed to get some of his really hitty pieces here. And these guys are just going to sit here for the rest of the game and claim that segment. So here we're like this. He takes he uses his Leaper rule, and he takes the double charge, backing up the Dread Fiend. So hopefully to take off my Phantoms in a single go. Yeah, everything else is just holding off because he doesn't need to come in yet into this indomitable wall. There you go, 9 wounds is not a lot, is it? Is that it? Yeah, 9. Is that it? Wow, shocking rolling there from Chris. So that's really poor. What should he do? Let's practice maths. So the boots of striding guys, if they use the boots of striding, who knows? Let's assume they did. They're 12 attacks on 3, so it's going to be what, 8 hits, and then Crush Thunder 1. Crush Thunder 1, so 4. So 4 wounds from them. 10 in the side. 3s and 2s. Let's say 7. Let's say 6 wounds there. And Esonisha 7 attacks on 3s and 2s. 5 attacks on 3s and 2s. So let's say 3. So realistically, it should be 13 wounds, and he did 9. So very poor, very poor. Especially with Dread, right? To not get anything. So not great. And a single wound onto my Terror. Over here, they do kill the Phantoms. I don't think... What is it with all the units facing backwards? I think they're definitely facing that way. Shocking behaviour from the UK #1 there. And these Reapers are backed up. We know what's going to happen there. So he's basically saying, you have to charge me to stop me running away and to get the Dread Fiend out of thing. And then I get that delicious doppelganger flank. So I say... bet. And I do. So... I looked at this. He really wanted to get doppelgangers into my mutants, and I was like, yeah, do you know what? Fine, go for it. So not wanting Phantoms to fly and do anything, I didn't have a lot left over there. Nothing I died particularly. I just had mutant, right? And a Terror couldn't reach. So I say, go on then, have a mutant. So I go into the Tormentors with my Soulbane, and I go into these lovely, delicious Phantoms facing the wrong way with my mutants. Maybe they are facing backwards. Who knows? And then we bring up my other mutants onto the hill, ready to kind of counter punch, and with this wall here, waiting to face up against these guys. I think I'm chucking a weakness at things repeatedly. I don't know what. Over here we countercharge, and we countercharge. We don't have anything else we can do. Feeling very sad. However, I do come into Esonisha with my Reapers, who are also facing the wrong way. We're all joining in. And I bring Lethiel over here for some or other. I think she's probably going to throw out a Wind Blast or something against one of these units. Over here we're going to add into that with Mindfog, probably. Or, yeah, no, probably Mindfog. And there we are. That's just looking at that. So I get a Bane Chance. It's a Bane Chance she gets on. So she Bane Chance here onto the Reapers to make sure we kind of really smash up Esonisha as best we can. And then we don't. So, so the reason I'm in such a weird place, I realised with the Lethiel, is basically I've positioned her so that I don't touch the wood, so I had an unhindered charge. At least I'm hitting on 3s. So Chris's terrible dice turn. You can see I've managed to heal. Oh, I heal. There you go. It's not mindful. Well, we're all learning as we go along. So I've healed, which is the main function of that bloody mob, onto my Impalers, back down to 4 heal off of my 7, which is pretty good. But following Chris's really shocking dice turn, is it 12 attacks they've got? 15 attacks they've got. 15 attacks on 3s and 3s. Should be 8 wounds, and I do 3. So yeah, I think I had a worse turn than him, but not only in that one. It's because the counter charge killed the Soul Flayers here. However, I can't do anything about it because I don't think I can reform. So I have to take another flank because I can't reform to face that way. Anyway, 10 wounds there, which is also poor, I'm going to say, because that should be what? Yeah, defense 4, it's 3. It's 3, aren't they? So we're talking about 20 attacks on 3s and 2s. And I do 10 wounds, so continuing poor dice. As Chris pointing at something. Well pointed, congratulations. Over here, I kill the Tormentors, and I foolishly run forwards. That was a mistake. I ran forwards, offering up a flank, which makes me feel very sad. And over here, I kill the Phantoms with my mutants, which is not unexpected because, you know, they're rubbish and I'm awesome. And I do have a think about reforming like Yay. Why would I do that? Was that? No, that's... God. I remember we had a long chat, not that long really, but about, because I realised I could reform so that Chris couldn't fit with his unit. But I would have to be like... I would have to be like this. Basically, reform... You can see what I'm talking about, right? So basically they couldn't charge me. And I realised that just means they would flank my Soulblade, which would be rubbish. So instead I sidestep. To allow me so that if they do flank my Soulbane, I will still charge. Was it right or not? Who cares? Turn 4. So we're cracking on now. It's time to commit. You can see he's got some rulers out. There's some measuring going on. I mean, these guys are... I mean, it's... Oh no. It's not that far off, though. I think, you know, we're doing okay. So the Soul Flayers decided to take on mutants. It's probably the best choice here. Not a lot I could do about that. I could have kept back a little bit, possibly. These are the Blood of the Old King unit, though. So if I survive, it's going to be bad for him. But let's see. He takes the Butcher Flesh Ripper into my Terror to hold it up and just moves everything else forward, because if I do take this charge, I won't kill them and then I will die. If I take... that's the only charge he's given me. I think I can't fit anywhere else. So that's sad, isn't it? I can probably see this guy. Maybe I can. Actually, it looks like I probably can't. That's poor positioning. Move on, me. Over here, so the Tormentors, who were... Where were they? Yeah, facing this way. So more delaying stuff, really, just chucking all his units forward now. So back. So this is not looking great for these guys. Although they are only crush 1, aren't they? You know, continuing to chew away at my Terror here. I don't know what Essanisha does. Do they do this way, this way, this way? Who knows? So just 2 wounds there on my Terror. Not unexpected. And then he takes the flank onto my Soulbane. And then I think... just turns. Yeah, so they turn, so I can kill one of them, but then I'm going to take some damage. Essanisha comes back into my Reapers to try and deal with them, but they only take 3 wounds for 7 attacks, which is not great. However, second time lucky. His dice are much better this turn, and my Impaler's dice. So, yeah, everything backs up there. So I'm not feeling terribly happy right now. It's not going well. However, 9 wounds there, and I am okay. That's pretty great. For that unit to do that badly, I mean, it's not bad off of 12 attacks, is it really? I guess with Elite and Vicious, it's probably slightly under. But yeah, I survive. Yay me! That's great, but I've got no Thunderous Charge now. They are Defense 4. So yeah, a couple of wounds there. Into my turn 4, and this is how we're looking. So, I think I haven't been aggressive enough, but it was very difficult to be aggressive because he's just got so many pieces. Perhaps I should have pushed up a bit further on this side, a bit faster and harder. But as it is, now's the time to commit, right? So I can possibly finish off Essanisha, but these Tormentors are a problem. Probably going to finish off these Scarecrows, which leaves my Terror free to do fun things. He has got these Soul Flares, which I'm very worried about with Helm, Junk and Ram. He's still got his Terror, which is Unit Strength 2, same as mine, and a completely unwounded Scarecrows here. So I need to kill things. So this is what I do in my turn. Obviously, it's counter charge here. I charge the Doppelgangers here to try and take them out in 1, which I should do on averages. A counter charge here. These 2 wounds back into this Butcher Flesh Ripper. Yeah, and I think I rear charge here by the look of it. Because why not? He's backed up, I might as well. Right, try and get that. Get that gravy. I need to kill a lot of things this turn to stay in the game. Right, so this needs to die. This needs to die. Will this die? Probably not, actually, looking at that, because he is large infantry. You see I position my Impaler's like this to basically allow only one charge because of the amount of space to the building. So it can charge me with a Terror, which is rubbish against me, Scarecrows, which is rubbish against me, Soul Flares, which are pretty good against me. I have missed something. See if you can spot what it is. That's right, I've missed this flank. I sound I've missed it. It's just nothing I can do about it. I think I did genuinely miss it though, because I remember him doing it and me going, smeg. I really did miss that. I missed it. But I need to kill these guys, and I need to kill Sinistra. So a lot of things need to die. So off we crack. That's just showing all those charges. Oh no, it's not. That's showing a wind blast. So I thought it was rather canny wind blast here. So to save my bacon in the back, Letheo has wind blasted these tormentors off of the woods. Out of the woods, which means they can't see anymore, so they can't come and reinforce their Sinistra. Oh, that's pretty clever. Do finally kill those Scarecrows, but it puts me in a difficult place here because I don't want to get flanked. What can I do? Probably back up is what to do. Do I back up? Who knows? I do kill the Soul Flare, so it's all going very well, but then I do something very silly, which is I back up. I think I back up to come off the hill because there's a Dread Fiend over there. But what I really should have done is turned. How far away was I? Yeah, the problem is that speed on this git. You need speed 9 or something ridiculous, Dread Fiends. Speed 8? Speed 9, speed 8, I want to say. Speed 8. So I'm obviously well within 16. I think it needed to back up. I couldn't back up, could I? Whoa, did I cheat? Did I cheat? Oh, I see, I moved her. I moved her after the screenshot. There you go. So I backed up to try and get out 16, and I don't think I did. But then I would have taken a charge if I didn't. If I just turned, he would have flanked me with a Dread Fiend, and I'm on 9 wounds, so I'd have died. So of course I had to back up. There you go. Only choice I had. Of course I made the best choice I could in the situation, guys. And over here, yeah. You guessed it. Double one. So I smash up those doppelgangers. I absolutely wreck them. I can't remember how many wounds because he hasn't put it down yet. But I rolled up one, which is incredibly sad. And those mutants are now going to die. So that's poor. I don't do enough wounds to that Butcher Flesh Rip, you can see. So turn 5, it looks like this. I don't kill Eshanishra, which is bad, isn't it? That'll happen. God knows. I do kill these guys. Don't kill this guy. I don't kill this guy. I do kill these guys. So, you know, probably I'd say half of what I needed to kill I killed to really stay a real contender in this game. As it is, I'm looking very thin on the ground, and oh, there's a lot of things left. Oh, there's a lot of things left. So I had 14 wounds, which is enough to kill doppelgangers, but clearly double one puts paid to that. Flank and front there. There's the flank that I missed. Sad times for me. And there's a flank there, so I clearly didn't back. I think I backed up 1. Yeah. Which means that he can Reaper me in the flank or Tormentor me in the flank, and they have got Strider. Esnisha joins in, and the Dread Fiend comes into my Reapers. They're really locking me down with all those little mobile pieces now. He decides to take the Terror in, and I think the reason that does that, it's not a bad move at all, because I'm never going to kill him. I'm just not going to kill him. He's an 18-19. I know that myself from experience. I would have to spend turn upon turn chewing through with all that regen. And instead he just shifted his Scarecrows across, and he can get a lovely 50 attack flank onto defense 4. So Dread Fiend does kill my Reapers. What's more, look at that. Look at that. Tormentors in the flank. It's 24 attacks on 3s. And then crush 1, so 3s and 3s. And he absolutely wrecks me. But of course he's got Esnisha in there as well. So Not unexpected, right? Over here, the other Terror dies. It's really starting to... The wheels are coming off. The wheels are coming off. Turn 5 for me. Not got a lot left. What? So I will say and he's killed my mutants here. So he overran with the Dread Fiend. Hang back with these guys. So I got 9 wounds. All I can do. Can't see anything else with these guys who are here. I think I could see here maybe. No, I'm just going to die. So I go over here. Not sure why. Up onto the hill. Why are you going? Oh, I'm going to... That's right. So she's come up on the hill to throw a weakness. That's right. So that's why I've done this. I think it's a good move. Weakness these guys off. Murder this guy. Turn to face. Right? I've got 3 unit strength in this section. I just have to counter charge here. He's done 3 wounds to me, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Over here, he doesn't even care about me anymore. So I've flown off out of line of sight because he was facing this way with his Reapers. Big wood here, can't see anything. I'm going to try and Wind Blast or Weakness these guys off. Essenisha's going to eat me. She's going to eat me. Maybe we're going to try and kill Essenisha. Who knows? So yeah, Weakness goes off. Celebrity Shoe! And I managed to kill the Doppelgangers, which is great news. 9 wounds. So the Impaler's really pulling out of the bag against this guy, but I don't roll the requisite 10 twice to get rid of him. Whatever. Oh yeah, you succeeded. Well done. Well done. And then slightly blurrily over here. Who knows what happened? Is that a Wind Blast? I think I chose the Tormentors and I Wind Blasted for 3 wounds but didn't kill them. Into turn 6. Please let it end. Nice Hammer House dice there. Big shout out to Mo Gaddafi. Oh yeah, so look at that. Wow! Saving grace in the last turn of the game. Maybe last turn. So front from a Terror, rear from Soul Flayers. Oof! Absolutely devastating. Literally devastating because he double won me. So that's quite fun. There you go, 9. What was that? Ooh, 18, 19, 21 wounds. And double 1. Tasty. So yeah. It's not enough to win, but it is fun. Into my turn 6. This is how we look. So I didn't kill these guys. This guy rather, but he didn't kill me either. He just kind of hopped around by the look of it. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Wonder why. Not sure what happened there. But I did countercharge the Soul Flayers. And look at this unit. I'm facing this way and this way at the same time. I wonder which way I did. By the look of it, I killed them and I overran. Because it's the end of turn 6. Right. I am banking on this being the end of the game. Why am I doing that? I see, because I flew this guy over here. And I was trying to overrun into this section. This would give me this section. Wow, look at that. Me thinking everything. I was absolutely hammered. Section. Section. Right, so I'm not getting this section, am I? Why am I flying over here? It's madness. I think I couldn't get this way into the center, and even if I did, it would be meaningless, right? Because unit strength 2, unit strength 3, that's 5, yeah? And he's got a Dread Fiend to go where, and this guy can go wherever he wants, right? I've just not got 5 unit strength on the board. That's 3. I've got 6, that's true. But these guys aren't going to get there, so I thought if I overran these guys into this section, I would at least get these 2 points, right? And over here, I don't know. Who knows what I've played. I don't think it is there where that thing is. I think it's like here. What do you think? I think it's like that. My markers have, unfortunately, and this is the marker here, isn't it? There. Oh man. Thanks for tolerating this battle. If you got this far, thanks for tolerating this nonsense. There we go. So I really wanted to get this section. And then I think the Scarecrows are in this section. So this means I would equal out that section. I'd still lose 3-2, but I get 2 points. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Who the hell knows? Anyway, there's turn 7. So that's bad, isn't it? And you can see Chris has got 5 seconds left. I got 2 minutes 14. What a legend I am. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because he can just move whatever he wants into whatever section, and that's the end of the game. So yeah, boo-hoo, I lost. So, you know, I thought I did okay, right? Right at the end, to put him down to 5 seconds left means I've obviously given Chris a lot to think about. But at this point, I mean, I've just not got enough left on the board, have I, to finish him off. He played as well as you'd expect the UK's #1 to play. He had an unfortunate turn. I had an unfortunate turn. I double one where I didn't want a double one. My last kind of needed that mutant unit to be okay, and it was not okay. I don't think it would have really changed the outcome of the game over much. I didn't actually chew through his stuff well enough. Didn't play aggressively enough. But there you go. That was the end of my day one. So I lost 2 games and won 1 game on day 1, which is not a great showing, but it's typical of me at Northern Kings. Come back soon for game 4, which is the beginning of day 2, when I will be refreshed and puffy-eyed after drinking all the drinks. And who am I playing in game 4? I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, we'll find out together. How exciting. I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Tell me what I could have done. I would love to know your analysis of what I could have done in this game to do better against the UK #1 here. How I could have deployed better. Is my force just not up to the job? Let me know what you think. I'd be really interested to hear it. I want to be a better player. Alright, that's enough for now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.